Whoa! Yeah, feeling kind of negative. I'm gonna talk about dark stuff for a little while. I think that the reason we haven't had more qualified leaders in the last, say, couple years is that there's a fear um, of anybody doing too good of a job with all this attention, worldwide attention. It's much more attention than people could have ever had 100 years ago. So anybody who was a leader back then, they're less to be afraid of. You know, you can be too successful nowadays. You can get too much attention, and it's worse than not enough. So if some leader was to come along and be like, use a little common sense, solve a couple problems, just a couple, and they'd probably be totally popular. People would probably think they were God. People would probably think they were Jesus, in fact. And that is why we haven't had a lot of really good leaders, because I think everybody's sort of waiting for Jesus. It's time. Why bother to jump up there and be, lead your people and do what's right when Jesus is going to be along and he'll take care of it. Pretty much why we don't worry about the environment, because, no, this is real. I went to college. I took environmental policy, sat there in a room once or twice, and heard this opinion expressed about God is going to make a new earth anytime. Well, back then it was before the year 2000. I believe it was 1999, 98. Everybody was real excited about the end of the world coming, and Jesus is going to get back, and all the pollution is going to get cleaned up, and we don't have to worry about anything. I actually heard this out of people's mouths. People said this. It's okay to drive an SUV and put a little sticker on the back to support some war to kill people under the bogus pretenses, whatever. We don't really even need bogus pretenses anymore. We don't have a conscience. Why do we need pretense anyway? Really, it's all about, well, we're Christians and everything we do is right because the Bible says, do as thou wilt. And so we're going to do as we wilt. And what do they say? Stuff like, you shall know them by the love they share for each other. Well, they sure don't seem to share a lot of love for each other, these people in power. They're always nagging on each other and fucking bullshit, man. I swear, if you just put a couple old-timers off of any fucking stoop in front of any old general store in the White House, they would do a better job. Or at least put them on a committee in charge of spending. So it would be like, what? They want to spend $7 billion on what? I could do that cheaper, item by item, if you actually let some good old down-home Southern folks look at the shit you were about to buy, Uncle Sam, they'd probably cross it off the list and just be like, man, you can get it cheaper than that. It ain't going to cost you that much money to get on a plane and go over there and talk to some people. I mean, what do you got to do? Go over there, shake some hands, say, hi, would you please stop killing each other? We're the United States. We're bigger than you. If you don't stop killing each other, we're going to kill you. Bye. I'm going to go home and eat some apple pie now. That would have been a way better way to solve this, instead of, going over there and essentially destroying all of their cultural icons and history. What would we do if they came over and blew up Graceland or Disney World? We'd fucking shit our brains out and fucking die right there on the spot. Like, we couldn't handle it. Oh my god, Graceland. Oh my god, Disney World. Oh no. You know, but that's what we did to them, only their Graceland and their Disney World had been there for 1,000 years and had a whole story behind it. Had a whole... Everything means so much more in the rest of the world than it does to Americans. We've only been here for 300 years, making our little cultural doodads and buildings and shit. Nothing has that much meaning here. You gotta go to somewhere else in the world to see what meaning can be. Meaning can actually be a lot more than we're able to muster here. And as close as people come to experiencing the meaning of the world is when they're tripping. I'm sorry, like, you're able to understand it then, but like 99% of the time, your quest for meaning is fruitless and misguided because you're living in a meaningless place and you're set with the task of making meaning. Only first you have to have a little respect to learn about the other meanings of the world. There's other cultures, and they're not really that different from you. You were only told that they were by stupid people. That's it. Like, other than that, I'm just trying to educate you people. Why don't you come shoot me if you don't like the education? Or wait, better yet, don't tune in. Don't click the link. You can go to another site. There'll be flags waving, and you can watch it. It's fucking pissing me off. You shouldn't even have to talk about this stuff.